Remove this peasant from my car. Now.
Sarafina Jones was the only daughter of Senator Kweku Jones and Nana Jones, one of Ghana's wealthiest families. Their fortune was built on a successful chain of luxury hotels across Africa, Europe, and Asia. Serafina's life was a series of extravagant indulgence, from private jet rides to her exclusive boarding school in Switzerland, to vacations on 4 different continents before she turned 18. She was accustomed to the finest things in life, and anything less than perfection was beneath her. Serafina's beauty was undeniable. Her caramel skin, dark, lustrous hair, and striking features made her the envy of many. But her attitude was as ugly as her appearance was beautiful. She was rude, arrogant, and treated those beneath her social status with contempt. She thought nothing of splashing dirty water on pedestrians as she drives past, slapping her driver and maid if they so much as displeased her. Her parents, blinded by their love and guilt for always being away, indulged her every time, creating an arrogant little girl that they could no longer control. One sunny afternoon, Serafina decided to spend the day pampering herself. It was her self-care day. Her driver Kofi took her to Clean Spa and Cosmetics, one of the most exclusive spas in the city of Ghana. As she settled into the backseat of her luxurious car, she felt untouchable. The street of Accra was bustling as usual, and as they stopped at a traffic light, a beggar approached her car. He was handsome, with striking features and an air of dignity that seemed out of place for a beggar. His name was Dumelu, a man who had fallen on hard times but hadn't lost his pride. He approached the car, hoping for a small act of kindness from the wealthy passenger inside. But Sarafina was anything but kind. With a disgusted look on her face, she rolled down the window just enough to give an order to her security detail.
Remove this peasant from my car. Now.
Without hesitation, the guards shoved Dumelu away, leaving him sprawled on the pavement as the car sped off. Serafina didn't give him a second thought. Days turned into weeks, but Serafina couldn't shake the image of Dumelu from her mind. There was something about him, his eyes, the way he looked at her, that unsettled her.
Why can't I stop thinking about him? What is it about that beggar that is latching on my soul like this? I am Serafina Jones. I really need to get a grip of myself.
Despite her best effort to forget him, fate had other plans. One evening, as Serafina was returning home from another lavish party, her car broke down in one of the most dangerous parts of town. Frustrated and angry, she ordered Kofi to fix the car immediately. As Kofi, the poor driver who wasn't a mechanic, worked on the engine, Serafina noticed a shadowy figure approaching from the dark. She got very scared and started yelling at the driver, who also was tensed. As the figure approached the more, the appearance became clearer. He was a man, the face strangely familiar to Serafina. It was shocking to her because the class of people in that area are not the kind of people she could ever mingle with in this life or the next one. She looked again. He looked like the beggar from last week, she muttered to herself. Hello, ma'am. You need help? Dumelu asked her. A lot of thought went through Serafina's mind. Should I talk to him or ignore? I can't snub him now. He might hurt me. I have no security man to chase him away. I can't call my dad because of flat battery. What should I do? She kept thinking, and all the while staring at Dumelu. Hello, miss. I asked if you need help. Dumelu asked again. Dumelu offered to help fix the car. Kofi, the driver who has been sweating profusely, trying to fix an engine he knew nothing about, quickly jumped on his offer to help. Within minutes, Dumelu had the car running again. Serafina and Kofi were very surprised by his skill. Serafina felt a pang of guilt for how she had treated him before. She saw something she had never seen in anyone else's: a quietness, a forgiving heart, and a humility that intrigued her. Over the next few weeks, Serafina found herself returning to that particular area where her car had broken down, hoping to see Dumelu again. She couldn't bring herself to ask for his number the last time. She didn't understand why she was drawn to him, but she couldn't stay away. They began to talk, and Serafina discovered that Dumelu was not just a beggar. He was a man with a story. Dumelu had once been a mechanical engineering student at a top university in Ghana, but tragedy struck when his parents died in a plane crash. Unable to pay for his education and with no family to turn to, Dumelu ended up on the street. He actually summoned courage to approach her that day. It turned out that he had an interview in the next town, but had no means of commuting to that interview. As Dumelu was still narrating what happened that day, Serafina asked,
Did you make it to the interview?
No, I actually sustained injury from the push your security men gave me. I had to head back home to get treated with herbs since I could not buy drugs. But it's okay. It's all in the past now.
Dumelu said, looking indifferent. Tears clustered in Serafina's eyes. Words stuck in her throat. She didn't know what to say. And saying sorry wasn't a habit she remembered to form while growing up. As they spent more time together, Serafina's cold exterior began to melt. She started to see the world through Dumelu's eyes and realized how shallow and empty her own life had been. Dumelu, in turn, saw the potential in Serafina that she had never seen in herself. He challenged her to be better, to use her privilege for something more meaningful, so that after her years on earth, she'll be remembered not as the wealthy billionaire's daughter, but as a woman who impacted lives. That endeared Serafina to him even more, because nobody has ever said that to her. Their friendship soon blossomed into something more. Serafina found herself falling in love with Dumelu. Despite everything that separated them, he made her feel alive in a way she had never felt before. He began to take her to local eateries, street food joints, and gardens in the neighborhood. Serafina knew her parents would never approve of Dumelu considering his social status. They had grand plans for her to marry a wealthy and influential man of their caliber, someone who could strengthen the family's legacy. Dumelu, an ordinary beggar with nothing to his name, would be the last person they will ever accept. But Serafina was determined. She was no longer the spoiled, arrogant girl she had been. Dumelu had shown her that there was more to life than just material possessions. He showed her a life where love and compassion mattered as much as wealth and status. She knew convincing her parents would be difficult, but she was ready to fight for the man she loved. When Sarafina finally told her parents about Dumelu, the reaction was exactly as she expected. Senator Kweku and Nana Jones were furious. They couldn't understand how their daughter, the heiress of their empire, the jewel of their lives, could fall in love with a man who had nothing to offer. They forbade her from seeing him, threatening to cut her off if she didn't end the relationship. Sarafina Akua Jones, you will never marry that beggar. Kofi told me about him and how you've been parading town with him. This is a warning to you. You will not bring shame to my family name. Sarafina in tears. He's not a beggar, Mom. He's not a beggar, Dad. He lost his parents. They used to be very wealthy. They died in a plane crash. He had to drop out of school. If you help him, he will come right up. He's very intelligent. He's a mechanical engineer, sir. He's very humble. Sarafina kept pleading and stuttering, looking at her mother with that pity in her eyes, hoping that she could intervene. I love him, Dad. I really do love him, Mom. Please, don't do this to me. Senator Kweku firmly saying, we will do whatever it takes to protect our family's name. End that relationship or you're on your own. Nana, Sarafina's mother said to her, love won't put food on your table, my dear. Your lifestyle is expensive. You need someone that can maintain it. If you continue this path, Sarah, we will have no choice but to let you be on your own. And let us see how far this little love of yours would take you. Sarafina, with tears in her eyes but defiant, said to them, if that's what it will take to be with him, then so be it. She turns and storms out of the room, leaving her parents stunned, surprised, and angry. How could Sarafina choose a man over her lavish lifestyle? There is something to this, Senator Kweku said. Sarafina defied her parents, choosing to follow her heart rather than their expectations. It was the first time in her life that she had stood up to them, and it was terrifying, both for her and for her parents. But with Dumelu by her side, she felt stronger than ever. As the months passed by, Sarafina's parents began to see the changes in their daughter. She was no longer the spoiled and arrogant girl they had raised. She had become more independent, kinder, and more compassionate, both towards the servants at home and the street beggars. Sarafina began to take up charity projects, sharing sanitary pads to schoolgirls, donating money and food items to orphanage homes, taking homeless kids off the street and building structures for them. They couldn't deny that Dumelu had played a significant role in her transformation, and they were beyond impressed. Seeing their daughter's determination and the positive influence the young man Dumelu had on her, Nana and Kweku Jones began to reconsider their stance. Just maybe he's worth a trial, Nana said. They arranged to meet Dumelu, expecting to see a lowly-looking man unworthy of their daughter. But instead, they found a man who was tall, both in stature and in self-worth. A man of integrity, intelligence, and humility. Dressed modestly, but neatly. And these were qualities they had always hoped Sarafina would find in a partner, aside wealthy. After the meeting, Sarafina's parents finally gave their blessings. They realized that Dumelu, despite his humble beginning, was the best thing that had happened to their daughter in a while. Dumelu summoned courage to propose to Sarafina. He couldn't afford the lavish proposal, so he did what he thought would be most beautiful. Instead of a grand gesture in a luxurious setting, he took her to the same spot where her car broke down. The street corner where he met her that night after their first ugly encounter. There, he got down on one knee and asked Serafina to marry him, not as a wealthy man, but as the humble person he had always been. Serafina, now fully transformed, accepted without hesitation. She knew that Dumelu was not just a lowly man. He was a man with potentials, and when given the right assistance, he would become the next Ghana millionaire. Serafina and Dumelu married in a small intimate ceremony. Because the rich and the affluent could not afford to be associated with such wedding. Her parents, caring less about what they think, went ahead and organized the wedding as their children wanted. They were surrounded by those who truly cared about them and not social status. The wedding was not about wealth or status anymore. It was about the love they had found and fought to protect. It was a beautiful blend of tradition and modernity. It was held in one of the Jones family's luxury hotel in Accra. And so, Sarafina and Dumelu began their life together, proving that true love can overcome, even in the most insurmountable obstacles. Their story became a source of hope and redemption, showing that it's not where you start that matters, but where you end up that truly matters. When they walked down the aisle, Sarafina felt a sense of peace and joy she had never known. She had found love in the most unexpected places and had become a better person because of it. Dumelu stood waiting for her, no longer as a beggar, but as a man who had earned the respect and love of everyone around him. And as they exchanged vows, she knew that their journey together had only just begun. They would face challenges definitely, but they would face them together with love, support, and respect. And so, the spoiled, arrogant daughter of a billionaire married a common beggar who had shown her the true meaning of love and happiness. Did you enjoy this story? Kindly subscribe to our channel to receive more interesting stories like this one. Click the notification bell so you'll be informed the moment we post another beautiful story. Kindly like and share and tell us what you think about this story in the comment section. Till the next story, story lovers, enjoy your day. Bye.